From the Delhi studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by Kentaro, Nourish and Kurlon Mattress.
Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The most oxymoronic thing you might have ever heard is that news channels are taking money from crypto companies to spread awareness about crypto. Talk about editorial conflict of interest, ladies and gentlemen. That itself is the definition of an oxymoron. The big breaking news story today is this, as far as crypto is concerned, is that private crypto could probably be on the way out. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, on the way out. I read from point number 10 in the list of business and bills which will be brought into the parliament in this winter session. And you have at number 10, the Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill 2021. And what is the intent of the bill? It is to create a facilitative framework for the creation of the official digital currency to be issued by the Reserve Bank of India. Most importantly, the bill also seeks to prohibit all private cryptocurrencies in India. However, it allows for certain exceptions to promote the underlying technology of cryptocurrency and its uses, which means all these, every second day you have one cryptocurrency, one crypto exchange. All this is going to go, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely go. And yes, this is happening for real. We need to put a stop to this crypto bubble. Now let's debate.
Cryptocurrency. It is important that all democratic nations work together on this and ensure it does not end up in wrong hands.
5 days back, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had sounded caution on cryptocurrency, signaling government's possible strategy on the new age digital currency. The Modi government is now gearing up for a bill to regulate crypto that will be introduced in the winter session, paving the way for a possible ban on private cryptocurrencies, apart from creation of a facilitative framework. As of this minute, cryptocurrency is a global worry, with the UK acting against Bitcoin advertisers, Australia recommending new rules, and even the USA is working on a regulation. And after much deliberations and a comprehensive dialogue with all stakeholders, India is the first country to bring in a law to combat the crypto challenge.
The wordings of the cryptocurrencies bill make it amply clear that the Modi government would let national security guide its moves on the sensitive issue. Even as a certain lobby was trying to push investor sentiment as a shield, the government has opted to let concerns raised by the Ministries of Home and Defence on money laundering and terror financing under the overarching macroeconomic stability factor raised by the RBI be the decider.
The stage is set. Crypto regulation will soon become a reality. And if the bill is passed, those overpromising with cryptocurrency could soon get a setback.
Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, how much money they spent on IPL, how many ads they put all over IPL. Crypto boom, crypto cool, crypto this, crypto that, more advertising on crypto, day and night. Crypto this, crypto that, spend money, crypto. They gave money. The crypto companies actually gave money to news channels. You know what, Sohail? They gave the money to the news channels, they put the money in their pocket, and then said, you do a program on crypto. I first want a confession. Did you do that? Does anyone here know Harsh? Founder of Coin Sutra, Sharat Chandra, blockchain evangelist, Ramesh Kailasam, CEO of IndiaTech.org, Darshan Bhatija, co-founder of Vault. Tell me, did you give money to news channels to spread information about crypto? Did you pay them? I mean, if the news channels have to spread information, they'll do it anyway, right? Did you pay them? Did you pay them? I mean, why were you doing things like that?
Nobody paid for
You
it.
see, Sohail, Karan Bhasin, Kanish Gaur of India Future Foundation and Anant Ladha of Invest Aaj for Kal. They don't like me, Sohail, because I ask these questions. Yeah, Abhishek is also with us tonight. Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor.
These ads were coming when the RBI was raising doubts about Bitcoin's legality. The RBI was raising, the concerns about macroeconomic stability.
Absolutely.
And at that time, you are pushing these ads saying that it would push in investments, it would push in employment. I mean, RBI has the most broadest bird's eye view of Indian economy. And if the RBI governor himself is raising concerns about the adverse influence of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies on the economy,
what
then
was the idea? I want the crypto guys on the program to tell me. Sharat, Harsh, Ramesh and Darshan, tell me what was the plan. What was your plan? What were you trying to do? One of you tell me. Sharat, why don't you tell me? You're the evangelist.
Okay. So,
right. So I think some of the concerns of RBI are quite right. And so there are financial and macroeconomic risk associated with crypto. But we can't brush crypto aside. It's a new evolving technology, and it's difficult to separate blockchain and crypto, especially if you're talking about public blockchain. That's why even the Lok Sabha bulletin, which...
I have two words right now, tulip mania. You guys are fueling tulip mania. You have an underlying instrument that has no value in itself, just like tulips in the 16th century. Everyone gets behind it, starts speculating. Investors are going to lose money because of this, idiocracy. And then you guys are going to run away by saying that, look, we didn't know it's investors investing in. At the end of the day, it will be the honest middle class citizen of this country who you people are duping by creating these dubious instruments.
See,
I mean,
what I'm trying to say is, if you have
underlying value, I mean, investment has to have some consideration, some underlying value. What is the underlying value in a cryptocurrency?
None at all. Tell me, Harsh, what was the idea? What were you guys trying to do? You wanted to tell the whole world crypto is cool. What's cool?
So,
what were you trying to do? And tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing, Harsh. Harsh, my question is, why are poor Indians, right? Harsh, can you hear me? Sharat, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Harsh?
Is this on? Yes.
Harsh, is that Harsh? Yeah. Harsh,
Yes, I can
why
hear you.
were drug syndicates using crypto? Why were drug syndicates using crypto? The nation wants to know. While you people
that's a
hired
question that you are
RJs, DJs, out-of-work actors and sundry comedians to put on branded caps and then say crypto's cool and try to fool everyone. How many people did the crypto world think it could
That's an
fool
industry which is growing.
with this overhype?
That's an
So is
industry
crime
which
and
is
drugs
growing,
industry.
and
So
the
is
people
crime
who
and
are
drugs
learning
industry.
about it,
No, hold on. So is
People
crime
who
and
are
drugs
learning
industry. What
about
is the
it,
point? What is
people
the
who are
point?
learning about
crimes
it,
and drugs are also industries that grow. So are you saying that
naturally,
legalize it?
organically participate in it. No, so
Come on,
the US dollar or the INR are also used for criminal record. Would you ban the
You cannot compare a sovereign issued currency with these random instruments that you're creating out of thin air and giving them value purely from speculative purposes. Are you that crazy? That's the question that I'm asking. That you're comparing a sovereign issued currency which is used for real-time settlement.
It's a changing times. First of all,
no, it's not. Okay, hold on.
Crypto assets are not competing with the sovereign currency. Crypto asset is technology.
Hold on. We had private currencies even in the past. It backfired so bad. That's why we have fiat currencies. So if there are private currencies, we have had experience in the past. So it is not a new occurrence altogether. Please read up the literature on IOUs in the European.
Sir, I have this question for you. What exactly you mean by private cryptocurrency? What exactly you mean by private cryptocurrency when you say private cryptocurrency?
It's not even a currency. No. One second. Harsh, you are asking. Harsh. One minute. Karan. One minute. Just one minute. Karan, a question being asked. Let's get everyone in. I'm very democratic. I'm going to come to Sohail in a bit today because he's listening and I want him to soak it up. Question is, Ramesh Kailasham and Darshan Bhatija on the right and Kanish Gaur and Anant Lada are with us on the left. I'm being told today, what do you mean? How can you ask this question? Don't you know it's some kind of currency? It's not a currency. We're not fools. You've taken some people who don't know anything about anything, given them some money. They've given misinformation on their channels, and you're asking this channel whether this is a currency. It's not a currency. Listen, you're undermining the authority of the central government. You don't have any central regulating authority. You tell me. Ramesh Kailasham, you tell me, what is the central regulatory authority? What is the central regulating authority of cryptocurrency?
Well, I would like to clarify that we had given a very detailed set of recommendations to Government of India as well as RBI stating that the cryptocurrency should not be accorded the status of currency in India. It should be thoroughly regulated. All these matters, right from anti-money laundering to counter-financing of terrorism to FATF regulations have to be followed. We had given very detailed set of regulations asking for a regulation.
Ramesh, can I tell you why I don't agree with you? Ramesh, I want to ask you a counter. Good. We are on a strong debate now. We have Anant Lada of the other side. My question is, you are saying you are recommending, you are an industry body and a think tank, you're representing the founders of Indian startups and their investors. So you must take a very responsible position because there are many, many good startups doing good work. People work hard. People work hard to earn money. People work hard to build businesses, real businesses. We don't want things to go up in a bubble. See, Ramesh, you're an experienced person. How will any creditor ever be made legally obligated to accept legal tender towards the repayment of a debt if entities like cryptocurrencies begin operating with impunity in the country's economic space?
Exactly. We are not recommending any of those. On the contrary, we are saying that it should be thoroughly regulated. The white paper that we had released goes on to 15 points where each point Sorry,
Ramesh, there's again a contradiction in what you're saying. Okay, I'll get Anant on the other side. I'm going to step back. I'm getting too involved. You cannot regulate something which by its very definition is not meant to be regulated. It's like saying we must never switch on an electric bulb. We must not switch it on. But it's meant to be switched on. It makes no sense. Anant.
Absolutely right. And right now, I feel the biggest issue in cryptocurrency which we have is right now, not only the accredited investors which are investing in cryptos. There are a lot of young investors who are investing in crypto thinking that they will become rich or maybe millionaires or overnight without understanding the risk, without having proper prices in place, without doing their proper risk profiling, which is a big risk which all of us are facing. And if it continues in future, we can have a bigger bubble and we can have bigger problems. So as soon as we have such regulations in place, as soon as we have proper KYCs in place, as soon as we have a regulatory body in place, I personally feel it is very much needed right now.
No, how will it? You're not looking at the bigger picture, Anant. Yes. Economic and social instability. There is no legal tender recognized by law. Why don't you understand? Kanishk, is there any legal tender recognized by law as a means to settle a public or private debt or meet a financial obligation, including tax payments, contracts, legal fines, damages? Nothing.
No, so far, Arnab, there are none.
There's nothing. It defies the very logic of being a regulated currency. There is nothing.
It's a facade.
Yes,
It's a facade, Arnab. It is a facade, Arnab, which is running today. I get 100 calls in a day where random numbers of people get added on WhatsApp, and they are given a false promise today that they will make tons amount of money if they invest in a cryptocurrency, which they have never heard in their life. And then they lose money, and then they complain. They don't even know where they should complain, because somebody randomly told them on television, and it was being advertised that you invest in cryptocurrency and your life is going to change. There is no legal recourse in this country. Secondly, people who are making money are evading taxes because they send all of this money abroad. There is disruption of wealth of this country which is happening today because you don't know under which section of the tax act this will come under. All the money is being used for anti-national activity. All your drugs, all the weapons, all the religious hating, all that comes through this cryptocurrency. So the government is going to take a right move when they ban all these private cryptocurrencies in this country, and we have a digital currency of India which comes out. All this fake facade which is running, all the advertising will disappear.
Absolutely. Why all of you quiet today? Sharath, Harsh, Ramesh, where did all the excitement go? Where did all the excitement go? You know, the problem is, Sharath, you're probably realizing, and this is what you wanted to avoid. Let me come to the bottom of the issue here right now. I mean, the crux of the issue.
You know, if you look at even the description of the official digital currency bill, even the government recognizes that there are some exceptions which have some utility.
Should India ban the cryptocurrency or should we regulate it? If we regulate it, in what terms we should regulate it?
No,
and
that's what you want to debate.
Learn from the other developed countries.
No, that's what you want to debate. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
No, my debate is simple. Like, if India bans the cryptocurrency, what are we owed to lose? What are we owed to lose?
No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're banning a
what are we owed to lose?
Sorry, we lose nothing. You want an answer? We lose nothing. One minute. Harsh, you're asking that question. Listen, Harsh. Listen, Harsh. Harsh, listen to me. Harsh, listen to me. Harsh and Sohail. Harsh and then Sohail. Yes. Harsh, listen to me. I can understand your plight. Your and everyone else in that crypto world. Because all of you guys thought you were onto something really great. You thought that, you know, there is so much amorphousness. All we need to do is present crypto as really cool, sponsor some programs on news channels. There'll never be a serious discussion. Then we got to take some people, some RJs, DJs, comedians, you know, people who don't know much about, you know, these issues anyway. Make them wear a cap, say, let's get cool, let's get crypto, you know. Older people like Sohail use currencies. We're going to use crypto. So Sohail is not so cool. We're going to be cool. But listen, the fact is, people like us have come here and are now asking you the questions you wanted to avoid. Yeah, Sohail, the really thing, they did not want a show like this, Sohail. They did not want questions on illicit financing, tough restrictions, what's happening in South Korea. No. They wanted a light-hearted discussion, and they wanted to create an ambiance around crypto, and they've been nipped in the bud. Sohail.
So now let me have uninterrupted free speech. You're absolutely right in the intent of your program. Let me say three things, and Arnab, you're an Oxbridge graduate, so you would know when I'm talking sense and why I'm saying what I am saying. Banning private cryptocurrency, banning amounts to banning any technical innovation in a space that's not state-owned. So imagine if Arnab Goswami tomorrow manufactures a medicine that can purify water. And if I ban it because it's not state-owned, that's what you're doing because it's technology-driven. See, cryptos or tokens are the incentive engineering mechanism. So let's park that. The point you've made is very important. How do we know it's not used for terror? Karan made a very important point. How do you know it's not used for money laundering? Today, there is a system, and I'm sure Narendra Modi is smart enough and his government is smart enough to introduce that system. Today, there are companies that are blockchain forensic companies that are able to, by measure of cluster, analysis determine where that money is going. Remember one thing, Arnab, and you know this better than all of us. When you started Republic, you invested in the finest technology for the channel. Technology, by and large, is purpose agnostic. What you and I have to be very careful about our country and our India is that A, it is not subverted. B, I think Karan mentioned the point wisely so, that people are not hoodwinked into investing and therefore lose money. But my counter to that is, if people are stupid to fall for any rainbow, then they should also suffer. Look at what's happened with IPOs in the recent past. The IPOs have been successful. The investor has been burnt. So it's happening across the board. But I think the point that Karan made and that you began the program with is very important. Don't ban, but regulate. Regulate, given the fact that all countries globally are facing the onslaught of terrorism, are facing the onslaught of money laundering. Within that parameter, what can we do in India and what serves us best? We cannot kill the technology because it'll be akin to throwing the baby with the bathwater. What we need to do is manage the regulation with greater finesse, more accuracy. As Ramesh said, look at his note. Why the hell has no one looked at Ramesh's note? These are the intelligent, wise people in our country. Shaktikant Das, the RBI governor, is outstanding. Please listen to his voice. Don't rely on a parliamentary committee. There are no statues of committees in any parks.
No. Now, listen here. I mean, this is not a fuddy-duddy kind of argument that I'm presenting here, Suhail.
Correct.
What I'm saying is, and thanks for mentioning the Oxbridge bit. I may add here that I'm equally proud of being a Hindu College, Delhi University graduate. That's where I did most of my learning from. But my follow-up question to that is, the real issue about this Bitcoin kind of thing is that, one, can you regulate it? I really doubt. I don't think it can be regulated. And I think we are being fooled here, Suhail. These guys have invented something that by its nature cannot be regulated. And then are going around, you know, throwing a carrot at us, saying, you know what? We are open to regulation. Regulate us. The very technology cannot be regulated. The moment you regulate what is being called crypto, it will cease to exist. I can have a day-long debate on this, Suhail. It cannot be regulated. So don't fool me.
Created a rule book.
No. I caught you red-handed. No.
I don't even invest in the stock market.
Suhail,
I'm not bothered about crypto.
Ask Harsh, am I wrong?
I'm only investing in my family.
No.
I have a point.
It can't be regulated. If you put a check on the entry and exit point,
it can't be regulated.
If you put a check on the
if you understand blockchain, you would know that it can't be regulated. I mean, that's why there was a presentation made to the Prime Minister's office with inputs coming in from the Ministries of Home and Defense, not just the Ministry of Finance. And there was unanimity amongst all the stakeholders, all the ministries involved in brainstorming, that this thing can't be regulated. And that's why the decision.
And point number two.
Yeah,
Ramesh,
Abhishek,
you tell me.
It can't be regulated.
Ramesh,
should not be banned.
Ramesh, may I?
With everything.
Yeah.
No, but Ramesh, Suhail, a question to Ramesh. Okay, let me bounce this off Ramesh. Ramesh answers and I say, see Ramesh, I am told people are spending huge amounts through crypto exchanges here. You take the money into crypto, then you take it to Dubai. You buy a house in Dubai, use a crypto exchange in Dubai, take the money down. I'm sorry, but does this sound a little bit like Hawala?
Well, it is exactly precisely for this reason that we had recommended the ways and means in which this can be curtailed. For example, if you look at what United States has done,
I'm sorry.
If you look at what Canada has done,
Ramesh, one second. Ramesh, one second. One second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll have to stop you there.
With which we can regulate it.
Ramesh.
In fact, there is a methodology to regulate, and we have given the entire methodology to the government and the regulators.
Ramesh, please don't. Please, we're not foolish. You have invented something whose very USP lies in the absence.
We have been
it's not the government. We are not playing a quiz here. Ramesh, you know what I'm asking is correct. Ramesh, Ramesh, I repeat to you. Ramesh, I'm going to debate with you.
There is a methodology.
I'm sorry,
to it.
Ramesh, listen.
Two supercomputers talking to each other based on their energy consumption, you derive some value to the cryptocurrency. How do you regulate that? How do you regulate that energy consumption? I mean, it's beyond understanding.
It's impossible.
Points can be regulated.
Oh, come on, please, listen, Ramesh, either you're being gullible or you're pretending to be gullible. Sorry. Ramesh, I'm asking a fundamental question. I live in the real world. I live in the real world. Ramesh, listen to me. I want to complete my question to you. Ramesh, don't give me a technical. No.
FATF guidance note is full of trepidation about this technology-based tool.
Of course it is.
Exactly,
and you see what happens here is, Ramesh, listen.
There are KYC standards which have been derived, and all countries are now beginning to come with a regulation. The Prime Minister said that
national jurisdiction decide.
What you're saying is, one second, just 1 minute. Ramesh, can I have Ramesh louder in the studio? Ramesh, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Is Arnab here? Can you hear me, Ramesh? Okay,
yeah, I can hear you.
Here's the point here, okay, Ramesh? See, Ramesh, the problem is, you know what happened after demonetization. Great idea. I'm the biggest supporter. I think it has changed the country. It's a great move towards the digital economy. But you know that there were people who circumvented the system, who brought the cash back. That doesn't mean demonetization was bad. They brought the cash back. What does that prove? Which means if you give a system, hear me, if you create a system that allows a wee bit of an absence of capital controls in this country with punitive measures behind it, people will misuse it, okay? Why I gave you the example of taking money out of picking it up in crypto, taking it across geographies, bringing it down in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, buying a house there. Listen, what this proves is, it's like Hawala. And plus, can it be used by criminals? Yes. Can it help some citizens circumvent capital controls? Yes. It throws a complete wrench into the existing physical infrastructure system of the country. We are growing, Ramesh. We want this country to be a superpower.
Which is why we need regulations to name all this.
This country will not achieve anything at all by allowing systems which are a violation and a challenge to government authority, cannot be regulated, can be used by criminals, and break the very structure, the capital structure of the country. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, should never be allowed.
Exactly. Which is why we need regulation to curtail all of this.
Oh, come on now, come on. Come on. We don't need regulation.
That's what we have written.
You're coming back to the same thing.
You should read my white
paper.
You're saying to me is, my white paper.
No, okay.
Please read my white paper.
Okay, here's a question to you. Here's a question. Ramesh, I'll read your white paper. No problem. Suppose you say, okay, so here's a question, okay? And don't jump, all of you. Suppose, Darshan, Harsh, Sharat, suppose we say, you know what? LSD is cool. Let's supply LSD. Let's make it freely available. People are responsible. They'll decide how much LSD to use. Let's actually supply. Let's subsidize LSD, right? And then, Karan, if we ask too many questions about LSD, somebody is going to say, we can bring in regulation. We can bring in regulation.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm just appalled at the arguments that they're making. I mean, regulation works so well in India, right?
It's comparing apple to oranges. The drug analogy for cryptocurrency does not make sense. Crypto asset.
Is opium of idiots.
There is crypto asset. There is cryptocurrency. There is blockchain. So what are we talking about? Are we talking about
crypto in India? There is a direct link between crypto and drug payments. Since you say it's apples and oranges. The only active investigation going on in crypto in Bengaluru involves drug buying using cryptocurrency.
Back in 2012-13, back in 2012-13, that was the first use case because that is how it was adopted.
Active investigation going on in Bengaluru.
When a country,
both Enforcement Directorate and Bengaluru Police involved.
It is being used. Can it be used? Yes. Is it the only use? Is it the major use of the crypto asset?
You admit it?
Definitely no. This 2.6 trillion.
So nobody is saying it's the major use. The potential is high, and there is no possibility to control.
I also want to. I want to take on my friend.
How can we curve it? How can we curve it?
No, I want to debate with Sohail. Sohail, are you ready to debate?
My audio is gone.
No, your audio is fine. Can you hear me, Sohail? Can you hear me, Sohail? Sohail, can you hear me? Sohail?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
He's patched. You know, one of my regrets in life, Abhishek, is that, I was never in school with Sohail. Because if I had been in school with Sohail, and I would have liked to debate with him, because I would have won and he would have lost.
You can debate with
me. He would have lost badly. The problem with Sohail is that he gets away with anything. Yeah. So I'll tell you one thing. I'm debating with you tonight, Sohail. I'm going to win, you're going to lose. You said removing crypto, banning crypto is stopping innovation. That is the crux of your argument.
No, I said...
So you're trying to make it look like I'm a fuddy-duddy anti-innovation.
A good debater
you're the cool pro-innovation guy.
Whole speech. No, I said banning cryptocurrency is like banning any innovation that may not be state-owned. That was my opening remark.
No, it's...
See, a good debater always listens to
you made a mistake in your opening remark.
Of the opponent. I said exactly this. I said banning cryptocurrency is akin to banning innovation which may not be state-owned. And I use the example of Arnab Goswami making a water purification.
No. This is the problem with Sohail and all his friends from La Martiniere, because when they debate with us from Kendriya Vidyalaya, they don't understand that we have understood their question better than they question themselves. My question is, Sohail, I repeat, and that's why you're going to lose. He says innovation, countering innovation. See, no, Sohail, don't defend the indefensible. Listen to me now. How is banning cryptocurrency stopping innovation when the fact is that the blockchain technology, which is based on decentralizing the storage of data to prevent such data to be owned or controlled, will continue to be available to improve and innovate? Nobody is killing the technology, Sohail. Nobody is.
No.
These people are fooling you.
What I said.
Shut up.
See,
all
this
fooling.
is the point. You see, that is why Kendriya Vidyalaya never won an inter-school debating competition when I spoke in debating, when I debated. Because my second point was that cryptos are basically what we are talking about are tokens from blockchain. They are the incentive mechanism. Ask the gentleman with the beard. He seems to be an advertiser of crypto.
The biggest essence is to use the blockchain technology, to use the blockchain technology, we need this crypto asset, because this crypto asset pays for, enables the developer to use the technology.
No, we don't.
And this is what we're talking about.
No, we don't. Harsh, 1 minute. Harsh, rubbish. Harsh, rubbish. 1 minute. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. No. No. Absolute rubbish. 1 minute, Harsh. Absolute rubbish. Oh, yes, absolute rubbish. He says stopping cryptocurrencies is stopping blockchain technology. Harsh, wake up. Even CBSE board exam results are being secured using blockchain. What are you talking about, man?
Correct.
What are you talking about?
You're absolutely right.
You've come unprepared on my program.
You're talking about banning the entire public blockchain. Have you... I can talk about the people who use this technology.
No.
To use the technology, you need crypto asset.
They are private blockchain. You're also confusing the issue. Arnab, see, don't fall for Arnab's trap. He has confused you so much that you're now agreeing with what he's saying.
Trap?
I know this is a very smart debating tactic.
He's psychoanalyzing me. Sohail is psychoanalyzing me.
Smartest debating tactic. What Arnab has made you do is he's made you feel guilty for something that you may not commit in future. You're the wrong person to represent crypto.
Let me add some rational.
I want to stop this debate.
To use the second.
Viewers, I tell you, viewers,
he's running rings around you. Remember,
blockchain for its digital currency. I am saying.
These are dangerous people, very dangerous. Intellectually dangerous.
One of India's finest institutions.
Blockchain, you need
Kendriya
the
Vidyalaya.
To use the Solana blockchain,
I love Kendriya Vidyalaya.
you need the Solana. You can't use blockchain without the crypto asset, the underlying crypto asset. And if you stop that, you're basically stopping
China has
all
banned
the
crypto
college,
mining.
all the
You guys
spread,
stop getting
all
senti about crypto.
All the future.
Sharat, Harsh, Ramesh and Darshan, it's a fantastic debate. I can carry on. I'm just saying, let's not get sentimental about crypto. Let's get sentimental. Let's get sentimental about national interest. I thank you very much on that debate. And vis-a-vis Sohail, I declare myself the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the best part of being the anchor. You judge everything, including who won.